Hey, everybody. We're live. We are live. Thank you, Jonathan, for setting up everything. It's really looks great. The picture is good. I like the webcam that you got here. Yeah, it's very thoughtful of you. You may return to your cubbyhole that you stay in whenever I don't need you. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I'm so. Hey, I gotta say right off the bat, 100,000. 100,000. We did it. We did it. It's so exciting, and I have all of you to thank. It was 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, where I found this fake account using my name, posting all my content, and then got it taken down, started doing my own thing, making a bunch of new content. Obviously, I've never been more motivated to make videos in my life than over the last couple weeks. And now we reached 100,000, and we're like 40,000 away from being at the level that the imposter account was at when it got taken down. So and I thank you, thanks to all of you. It really is. It means a lot to me. I know every comedian ophthalmologist probably says this, but I have the best fans like ever. Like you guys really make it worth it to do this, taking the time to come up with all these weird, crazy ideas and these characters and everything. And so I really appreciate it. And thank you for taking the time to watch all my stuff, because I wouldn't do it if I didn't have you guys. Um, and so what I want to do today, we have about 30 minutes. We're going to do this. It's the last 30 minutes of my lunch break. We're 45 minutes deep at this point. Um, Shout out ophthalmology. I'm going to talk real quick. I'm just going to tell you about why I decided on ophthalmology as a career. What I want to do, I'm going to try to do something like this every other week. Well, we're going to call it What the Hell Wednesday. I like the What the Hell Wednesday with the Glauc Flock. And so we're going to try to do this. I'm going to pick a different topic to cover every time we do this. Today it's going to be why I decided on ophthalmology. So the first thing you got to realize with ophthalmologists, um, we're not normal. We are not normal people. Normal, well-adjusted people don't devote their careers to eyeballs. It's a weird thing. All right, it's not something that basically I got to the end of med school and I decided, you know what? I want to forget 99% of what I just learned over the last 4 years. That's kind of weird. That's kind of strange. But really, the decision to be an ophthalmologist, it takes three things, three questions you have to be able to answer to know if you should be an ophthalmologist. Number one, do you like surgery? All right, do you like surgery? You got to like being in the operating room. Number two, do you like to sit down? All right, over the course of a career, the average ophthalmologist spends over 800 hours adjusting the height of various chairs. We love a good sit. All right, it's what separates us from the internal medicine doctors. All right, it's we when other doctors, they want to stand around and talk about sodium for hours. I'm trying to find a chair. I just don't you isn't the greatest feeling in the world is sitting down after you've been standing for a while. And I don't go more than 45 minutes without sitting somewhere. It's just I think it's a requirement in my specialty. And so you got to like sitting down. The third question, obviously, and some of you are already are touching on this already in the chat. Do you think eyeballs are gross? If you like surgery, you like to sit down, and you don't think eyeballs are gross, there is no other field in medicine for you. You have to be an ophthalmologist. That's it. All right. And I'm not talking about like eyes are kind of icky. No, you got to be okay with like soupy, pussy, uh, just damaged and diseased eyeballs. You got to be okay with that thing. I mean, you don't have to like it, but you got to be okay with it, because that is, yeah, you're going to see some of that stuff. All right. And so anyway, and so basically, at the end of my fourth year, or really, no, sorry, at the beginning of my the end of my fourth year, I was like doing dermatology rotations and just absolutely nothing, nothing. But at the beginning of my fourth year, I decided that all those things were true, and I loved all the gadgets and gizmos and the surgeries. I love the surgery. You get to sit down during surgery. Cataract surgery takes about 7 minutes to do. Whenever that's actually a long case, and it's and I love it. I love it. And so I went into ophthalmology, and I've never looked back. And it's fantastic. Work-life balance is great. I have time to make all these crazy videos that you see. And so yeah, it's anybody who's thinking about it, or just really, consider it. I don't know. You could do general surgery if you want. All right, but why? Not no offense to we need general surgeons, because honestly, if everybody went into ophthalmology, we'd have some problems in society. Yeah, we know, but you would not get a single doctor into the hospital. No, nobody would want to come in to do anything. So we need doctors in other specialties, but just think about ophthalmology. It's a great lifestyle, great field. It's interesting, all this stuff. So. The second thing I wanted to do is do some Q&A. I got on. I asked for some questions yesterday, and you guys really came with it. You got some great questions here. So I'm going to go through some of these. If I wasn't an ophthalmologist, if I had to go back and choose a different specialty, what would I choose? I really thought long and hard about this. I at one point was interested in radiology. At one point, I briefly thought about being a cardiologist. That was the first time I was shamed for not being able to read an EKG. I kind of, that was it for me with cardiology. If I wasn't an ophthalmologist, I think I would probably have gone into urology, because when it comes down to it, I'm just fascinated by balls. That's it. Looking balls, other kinds of balls. It's all balls. And so I feel like that would probably pique my interest more than anything else, just because and breaking it down to the essence, I'm a ball doctor. I'm a ball doctor. I'm sure my balls do different things than urologist balls that they take care of, but it's balls nonetheless. It's balls nonetheless. So that's probably my answer there. Yeah, you guys are with me on this. Absolutely. 100,000. Can you believe we got to 100,000 in just 2 weeks? God, you guys are incredible. It's just unbelievable. I think I get one of those little plaques, don't I? Like a little thing that from YouTube. As soon as I get that, I'm taking my medical degree off the wall, and I'm putting the YouTube thing right in its place. That's where it's going. It's it's gonna be, it's like a silver thing. Yeah, the play button. Great. It's the biggest accomplishment of my life. I mean, getting married and having kids, that's up there too. But 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, that's up there. That's definitely up there. So thank you. Okay. If I wasn't in medicine, what would I do? What would I be doing with my life? This may shock some of you, but I'd probably be a comedian. I probably would. I started comedy when I was in high school. I grew up in Houston, and I was going to open mics. I was 17 years old, so I actually couldn't be in a comedy club after a certain time. I think it was like 9 o'clock. I had to leave because I was so young, and so. But I was doing it with a friend of mine, really awful, like not good. Here's the thing: no one is good at stand-up comedy like when you first start it. It's like nobody's good. It's just like a skill. You got to get better at it. And so I do have tapes, like cassette tapes of myself doing a comedy set when I was like 18 years old. They will never see the light of day. None of you will ever hear that. I should burn that evidence, actually. It's bad. It's real bad. But I got better at it. I got better at it. So I continued doing comedy, really through college into med school, and I was up in I went to Dartmouth for med school. Had a little bit of success. I actually made a little money on the side doing comedy. I was in some comedy competitions up in the Northeast, and but it was always kind of just a hobby for me. I went the I realized that being a comedian is a really difficult job. Like, it's extremely hard to make a living, and so I went the much easier route of trying to become a doctor. Yeah, so I don't know. It's much easier, I guess. Anyway, so that's what I would do. I would probably be trying to make a living doing comedy. I would still be making content, but it wouldn't be medical based. I don't even know what kind of content I'd be making. What kind of videos would I be putting out if I wasn't a doctor? Because that informs everything that I do. And I get another question I get asked a lot is, how do I know? This is another question that was sent to me. How do I know so much about other areas of medicine? As I mentioned before, I'm an ophthalmologist. You guys all know that. And so in general, we don't do body medicine. Not at all. Not a single bit of body. I haven't thought about electrolytes in 7 years. Can you imagine, those who do medicine, can you imagine not having to think about sodium for 7 years? I'm like playing a character. No, in my professional life, no. Sodium doesn't even enter my brain. I guess just through like the transporters, it has to get into my brain somehow, I suppose. But from a a figurative standpoint, no. And so, um, what was I even talking about? I don't know. Anyway, um, how did I get how what was I talking about? Anyway, yeah. So I don't think about it like, yeah. Oh, how do I know so much about other specialties? The thing is with medicine, you guys may not realize this, but every specialty and the personalities that specialty attracts have been the same since the beginning of time. Every neurologist kind of has the same personality. Every cardiologist kind of has the same personality. They find these personalities, they find their specialties where they're supposed to be. Ortho, like they're all kind of, I mean, they're not universally, but come on, they kind of the same types of people gravitate toward these different specialties because with medicine is such a unique field, and it's you incorporate. A lot of people can't separate being a doctor is just who you are. You are a doctor, and so your personality is wrapped up in being a doctor, and so I am able to draw on my experience as a med student and my experience as an intern, and also here's the secret. Here's the real of the key here. All right, I pay attention to people on social media. I follow a lot of people in a lot of different specialties, and this may come as a surprise to some of you, but people like to complain on social media frequently. All of you guys, you're just complaining all the time. I do it too. We all do it. And so I pay attention to what you're irritated about with your job. And I turn that into comedy because that's all those conflicts. The reason I know about the conflicts between cardiology and nephrology is because they get into fist fights and it's like a news story. It's like stuff like that. And so, yeah, I'm not in body medicine anymore, but I pay attention, and that really helps me figure out kind of where the conflicts are that I could pull out and make into a video. Um, this is a fun question. What is my let's see what time we got? Okay, we got about 15 minutes. What is my least favorite part of the eye? This is a good question. Um, So every part of the eye is beautiful and wonderful and perfect. I'll preface this conversation by saying that everything, the cornea, the lens, the retina, the iris, all the things. And here's a thing, something you might not know about the eye. Every part of the eye has a subspecialist. So when you do a residency in ophthalmology, you can do a fellowship in every part of the eye. The cornea has a fellowship. The retina, it's like 500 microns thick. You do a fellowship in that. Like you devote your career to the retina. That's kind of the way it sounds ridiculous to say there's like 6 subspecialties within ophthalmology, but that's the truth. We're so subspecialized. But my least favorite, if I had to pick something, the vitreous humor. There are no redeeming qualities about the vitreous. It's not even funny. It's not even funny. It's the least funny part of the eye, and I'm sick of it. Sick of it. All right, so there's your answer. The vitreous humor, not funny at all. This is great. How many people we got? 650 people on this live. This is fantastic. Are people sending me money? Is that you guys? I'm still figuring out YouTube, and I keep getting emails from YouTube telling me that I qualify for a new type of monetization like every few days. There's like I get like stickers and emojis and it's the vitreous humor. Don't bother. No, I hate it. It's bad. It's the worst part of the worst humor out there is vitreous humor. I honestly. And so yeah, there's like the stickers and the emojis and stuff for like monetization during lives. If I'm gonna like, do you guys want to like want me to do that? I'll just watch this chat. But do you want me to turn that on where you can like pay, I don't know, $5 and like have your content at the top and have me recognize you during a live? Is that a thing? Would you guys be offended if I turn that on? I don't know. I'm wanting not a membership. Anybody, I'm never going to turn on a membership where you have to pay to get my content. Never doing that. All right. I want as many people to enjoy these videos as possible. So maybe I'll do the I'm not going to the no membership fees at all. Okay, just you can count on that. All right, and you're always going to be able to see my videos. But I don't know, maybe with these live chats, if people want to be able to like do some kind of buy something, I don't know. I'll look into it. I'll figure it out. All right, so we did what is my least favorite part of the eye. We talked about that. What is it, everybody? What's the worst part of the eye? The vitreous humor. The vitreous humor. All right, that's it. That's the only answer. The some people asking about charity. I do. So you guys know in my profile, I have a link in my link tree to First Descents, which is a charity. I touched on this, I think, before in my last live about that helps young adults who've had cancer. I have had cancer a couple times, testicular cancer. And so for the last 3 or 4 years, I've been raising money for this group called First Descents. They send young adult cancer survivors and people who have cancer on outdoor adventure experiences where you come together and kind of create a bond with people, and you create a support network. And it's just a wonderful organization based out of Colorado. And so I've been raising money for them. And the cameos I do for this year, for 2021, I've been donating all the proceeds from the cameos, which I've done. I've done like 600 cameos, you guys. I love doing them. I'm doing as many as I can. And the proceeds are going to First Descents, by the way. So far in 2021, we're up close to $40,000 over the last 4 years. I think when I first started raising money, we're up over 100,000. So raising a lot of money for this small organization, and so anyway, check it out. It's in my link tree. You can find the link to the fundraiser. So I try to put as much as I can toward that. Honestly, the content, I've been making content for a long time, for like 4 years now. The videos I started doing a couple years back, and it's just like what I get, the most enjoyment I get out of it is just seeing everyone's reactions. I love making people laugh, especially people in medicine. You guys have worked so hard, especially during the pandemic. As it's been draining and challenging, and and I see what you're talking about, and what you're going through. And as an ophthalmologist, I'm somewhat limited in how I can impact the pandemic. Um, I could go into the hospital and help you guys, but let's be honest, I'm just going to get in the way. Nobody wants me in the hospital. So I figured the way I can help is just to try to give people a smile and a laugh at the end of the day. And so I'm going to keep doing that. And if you are not in medicine and you found me, thanks for being here. And hopefully you stick around. I try to make some of my humor and my content as relatable to people outside of medicine as possible. The very specific medical jokes, don't even worry about. Probably not that funny anyway. Okay. Anyway, that's the thing. I saw someone ask about the charities, and so that's what my charity spiel is. Um, you got about 9 minutes. Uh, what's the next goal? The next goal, for in my mind, I always like to have some kind of social media goal, something that's driving me, that I'm trying to get going. Um, for YouTube, I really want to get past the point where the imposter account was. So I got, in my mind, I got that 140. I remember seeing it, 144,000. That's where it was. I want to get there. We're already on our way, everybody. We are, and I'm glad you're here for the ride. All right, you are all subscribers. Everybody commenting, and you've been with me now since the beginning. I don't know where this is going to end up. I'm not. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to keep making videos and making content until I run out of ideas. All right, and until it's just my brain turns to soup. That's I'm just going to keep it up. I'm going to keep it up, and then we'll see where it takes us. 1 million, I don't know. Yeah, I like this, Lauren. 144,000 by Christmas. Let's do it. Why not? I think it's possible. Um, so the last question I had, that I liked, was advice for those beginning med school. What advice do I have for those of you who are just starting your medical journey? Obviously, my first piece of advice is, consider ophthalmology as a career. It's we've talked about this. It's wonderful, wonderful. You can have yourself a Jonathan. Have you ever wanted a Jonathan? Do you know what it's like to have a Jonathan? Jonathans are valued members of the healthcare team, and all you have to do is get yourself a boat, go over to Jonathan Island, and you gotta trap a Jonathan. You can't just expect one to come out and join you and come back and do your documentation for you. You have to really, you got to work at it to find yourself a Jonathan, gain that Jonathan's trust, and then once you gain that Jonathan's trust, you're golden. All right, you're bonded for life. Okay. All right. So, advice for those beginning med school, and all, seriously, a boat, not a yacht, cat. Come on, a a boat. Yachts are for, I don't know, the mayor. I don't know what I'm talking about. Like, important people have yachts. All right, not doctors. We don't have yachts. People think we're doing fine, but we're not yacht wealthy. I'll tell you that. Okay. So, piece of advice for those beginning med school. I keep getting sidetracked by this chat. Yachts are for cardiologists. What would a cardiologist name a yacht? I'll let you guys work on that one. My best piece of advice for you is to hold on to the things that you like to do outside of medicine. Very important, because medicine will very quickly take over your life. Uh, it can consume you. Studying, the rotations, eventually into residency, and then your job. It can take over your life, and that's why burnout is such a big problem, and mental health for with doctors and other healthcare professionals. And so my piece of advice to you is to hold on to that one thing. I don't know whatever it is. You like playing chess? You want to knit or crochet or do comedy, whatever it is. Like, hold on to that. Don't give that up. Medicine's going to try to take it away from you. It will. Don't let it. All right, because you need that kind of thing. Hey. That's my partner back there. Say hi. Hi. um, and so and so hold on to the things that make you an interesting, well-rounded person, and it's going to give you a built-in break from medicine that you'll need from time to time to keep you happy and healthy, and because we need all of you in medicine, especially the non-ophthalmologists out there. You need to do all those hospital jobs so that we don't have to. Okay, again, we're scared of that, and so yeah, just keep your hobbies alive. Keep it alive. All right. Any last minute questions, you guys? And the SST wave. That's good. I like that. I appreciate all of you being here. Do you like this? Is this a good thing? I feel like, I've been doing these cameos for a while. I've done hundreds of them, and basically what it is I talk into a camera. I don't really formulate my thoughts too much ahead of time. I'm talking into a camera for about 5 minutes, and so it's given me a lot of practice doing stuff like this, where I'm just kind of coming up with whatever's at the top of my head. And so if this is entertaining, if this is interesting to you guys, I'll keep doing it. I think it's fun. I think it's a lot of fun. And so we'll plan on, like, about every other week, depending on my schedule. It'll be about this time, like 1 o'clock Pacific time. Works out pretty well. I'll try to schedule it about a day, like 24 hours ahead of time, just to give everyone a heads up. Um, and so thank you all for being here. Thank you for 100,000. And we're just still going up. We're still going, and we're not stopping. The Glauc Flock, Bagok. I love it when you guys say that on my videos and on my posts. Glauc Flock is flying high. All right. So I wish you all the best. Take care. Have a great day.